Hi, glædelig jul. That's what I told a friend here the other day who asked me how to say Merry Christmas in Danish. And glædelig jul, his response to that was, oh, that's quite a tongue-twisting way to wish somebody a Merry Christmas. And then I said, oh, you want tongue twister, mister? I'll give you one. How about grød, grød med fløde? That's the phrase we like to challenge foreigners with. And I guess what makes it tricky, first off, these soft B's, the and the and the A doesn't help much either. Well, med fløde. What it means is rote grütze mit Sahne, whereas grød has a wider meaning, brei, porridge. And why am I telling you this? Because we are going to sing a song called Risengrødssangen. Yeah, I have big ambitions here tonight. What does this mean? Sang, obviously song, and hey, this element we know it's porridge, right? Ris, you got it right. And the en is our bestimmte Artikel. So what we have is the Milchreis song. Yes. And what is it with Milchreis? If you go to Wikipedia, the German one, there's actually a section about the meaning of Milchreis in Scandinavian culture, which I think is very interesting, is this last part here. Am Heiligen Abend sollte der Saga nach für die in der Hauswirtschaft behilflichen Wichtel ein Schüsselchen Milchreis in den Stall gestellt werden, sonst werden sie verärgert. And who is this little Wichtel? Well, in Danish we call him Nisse. And here's the history of the Nisse. It's a figure which comes from a Roman ancient figure called La Familiaris. And first appears in Nordic culture in the saga called Olav Tryggvason's saga from 981. The first image you find in Olav Magnus's story about the Nordic people. But right about this time, there was a guy called Martin Luther, the party pooper, and he put an end to this pagan, dealing with these figures. That was not being a good Christian. And these are also, like you see, they look like devils. And they take good care of your farm if you treat them well, if you give them Milchreis, in other words. And if you don't, they're gonna make you regret it. Yes. And so around the romantic area, the Nisse appeared again. And that's because about this time you want to go back to your roots, right? And this figure is a part of that. And you remember that he could be a bad guy, right? And that's what you see here. So he destroys the food. So apparently he didn't get his Milchreis. But you also want to be romantic and an optimist. And so this guy also appeared as being a very nice fella, right? And along the time, as Christmas got more and more friendly, for the population and nice, for children, and he became nicer and nicer. He is like, evolution of the Nisse. What also happens is that his age is more flexible. Sometimes you also see a female. That's actually very, very common nowadays. And next step will probably be something Dutchian. And a while ago, he was no longer bound to a place, a family or a farm. He was just simply sent as little helper, right? And so this figure has a big appeal to children. And every year Danish television broadcasts a Christmas series that goes through, the 24th days of December until Christmas. And there you often have a music character, like these two guys. This guy here, he comes from a series called Banden. The first series, it became in three seasons, episodes, no, seasons, right? Starting. The first one was in 1984. That one takes place in Denmark. Next one in Greenland. And that's because that's where Santa Claus, according to Denmark, lives. Forget about North Pole. He lives in Greenland. And then the next step, St. Croix, I guess they went like, okay, here we have one colony, now we want to have the ex-colony of Denmark, St. Croix. So yeah, a big variety there. However, what doesn't change is the ritual about risengrød. Like these nisser, they always have their risengrød, and it goes in a very strict order. Like I'm going to show you now. Here you see it. So it's served, and they are equally excited about it every single time. It's surprised. Like that's what makes the world spin. And then this guy, he like a catapult, shoots some butter on top, and in a second they're also going to add some cinnamon. But what they do meanwhile is to sing. Yes, they sing the song, the one we're going to sing. Now I want you to pay attention to the melody, okay?
Og kanel bliver sprød. Det går frøden sød. Mens jeg ikke skikken i den før. En risengrød, den har fået en smør. Hvad er det, der gør, at lunde luner sted? Og hvad er det, der gør, at se her Morten? Kom med. Hvorfor gør gemyse og put alt det, de kan? Hvorfor skipper skibet for at blive på land? Det er risengrød.
So that's how it goes. I want to show you the lyrics, and with a bit of help from Philip Wagner, and I translated into German so you can see what it's about. So they go like, es ist Milchreis, and then very importantly, you have to schmatzen 3 times. You have to go. Okay, that one comes again and again. Der die Nase rot macht und Zimt wird gestreut, es macht die Kruste knusprig, Milchreis sollte weich und nicht trocken sein. Es ist Milchreis, der den Gaumen weich macht, und Zimt wird gestreut. Es macht den Milchreis süß, aber steckt den Löffel nicht rein, bevor der Milchreis eine Flecksbutter bekommen hat. And that doesn't make much sense in Danish either. Was bringt Lunde dazu, humorvoll abzuschlendern? Und was bringt selbst Herr Mortensen dazu, mitzuschlendern? Warum tun Gemüse und Puff alles, was sie können? Warum gibt Skipper, that's one of the characters, das Schiff auf, an Land zu bleiben? Yes, we now know the cultural background of risengrød, Banden. We are also familiar with the melody and the meaning of risengrødsangen. So the only thing left now is a little turbo course on Danish pronunciation. And Danish pronunciation is a tricky matter. I could be talking about the many reduction rules we have in Danish, or the possessive consonants, or the fact that there are so many different ways to pronounce a vowel. Really many. Or glottal stop for that matter, which is basically the difference between ma and ma. But I will be talking about A, U, and the soft D. So in Danish, we have at least 3 different ways to pronounce A. There's the A, as you know it in German. That's what this letter will symbolize. And then there's a little more closed, narrow mouth, A. So you have A, And then when I write this letter, I want you to say E, like you know it in German. A, E. So this is, you are at the dentist, and this is the more American English A. Regarding the three different ways. I've written here as in schön and as in öffnen. I do realize that some pronounce these two Ös the same way, but according to the Google Translate, listen.
Schön, schön. Öffnen, öffnen.
You hear a difference? Schön, öffnen. And then there's also the as in charmeur.
Charmeur.
You see? Or as in friseur. So, and then we have the soft D. The trick here is as when you want to say L, you work with the point of your tongue, but instead of being behind your front teeth, as when you say L, you have to force your tongue to go down behind the lower teeth. So, not but Worst case scenario, you could also go like the English sound the, as in the and though. Here I find that the tongue is between the teeth, so try to get it really behind the lower teeth. And now maybe let's try to go through it again. Sorry. A, E, We'll go back to this one. Repeat after me. Well, mill, flu. Well, mill, flu. And I hope this will work. You can see I've changed the lyrics quite a lot. Originally, that's how I would write it, da 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 da. Now I've tried to write it as it is actually being pronounced, at least to a German mindset, with some, modifications. So here we'll go here we'll go and here okay. So let's try that. I'm gonna put on the song now, and then you sing.
Sæt ikke skien i den før. En risengrød, den har fået en smør. Hvad er det, der gør, at lunde og luner stemmer? Hvad er det, der gør, at stille Morten? Kom med, hvorfor gør gemyse og pup alt det, de kan?
Hvorfor skipper skibet for at blive på land?
Det er risengrød.
Og kanel bliver strød, ligger skovens frød.
Rød skal være blød og ikke tør. Det er risengrød.
Der går gale blød.
Og kanel bliver strød, ligger grøden sød. Mens det ikke sker i den før.
Yes, Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed this little whatever entertainment Beitrag from Denmark. I wish you all glædelig jul and take care. Happy New Year's too.